Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another installment of Crazy Goose Garage and working on this thing. So not much has actually happened in terms of the car itself. It still has no motor. The motor is currently in bits inside my garage. I'm going to walk you through a few of the things that I have done. Done a few things off camera. I don't really have big blocks of time where I can sit down, make videos and get one thing completed start to end. So I just kind of come out whenever I have sort of 20 minutes spare here and there, chip away at it. But I have made a little bit of progress. I will walk you through it now, what I've done. So first of all, you're gonna have to excuse the state of my garage. It is a bits of everything garage and it is a state at the moment, but we'll try not to get too much of that in the video. So what have I done? I have cleaned the head as best as I can. I have replaced all the valve stem seals. So about a week ago, this whole head was completely bare and spread out, much like the block is now. I've cleaned it, ground the valves underneath, looking pretty nice and clean compared to what it was. I will chuck a before and after photo up. Cleaned inside the exhaust ports, cleaned inside the inlet ports, gave the whole head a good clean down. Like I say, I've replaced the valve stem seals, put the cam back in there, spinning quite nice. So what I'm going to do today is clean up the hydraulic. Is it hydraulic or manual? I'm not quite sure. You know what, this is the first time I've ever done a rebuild on a motor, so I'm just going off what other YouTubers have done, figuring it out for myself. But anyway, what I have been told is these heads tend to have a bit of an oiling problem, and it comes from this oiling the lash lifters or lifter lashings. I'm not sure, like I say, I'm not sure on the terminology. So yeah, so I've ordered new lashes, new lifters. They will come. I've actually ordered a whole heap of stuff, so as I get them I'll save them and we'll do a big unboxing. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to degrease, clean, blow some air through these ports just to make sure that there is no gunk build up really, and then once that's clean I'll plonk it back on top of the head and sit it aside until I get all the parts for it. Okay, so while I'm letting that soak and the degreaser kick in, I've got my pistons out of the block. So I'm just going to start cleaning them up. I've got new rings coming for them. So new pistons, or new rings, new bearings for crankshaft and conrods. So pretty much the only thing I'm not replacing is the pistons themselves. Like I say, I'm not a mechanic. I probably should replace the pistons, because I don't know whether to tell, how to tell whether these are good or not. But I don't know, there's no deep gouges. There is up and down scoring. Maybe someone will tell me whether that's bad, but I've run my fingernail through them. There's no, that doesn't catch. They're still smooth. It's just general scoring, I think. So I'll remove all of these. I have taken photos of them, so I do remember where they go, in which order. But beautiful thing with YouTube is if I don't know, someone else has already done it, and that's pretty much the whole basis of this build. There's a lot of people who have already done this sort of stuff, and yeah, it's been interesting to pull this stuff apart myself. So just get in there with the degreaser. Now I did have a little scouring pad somewhere. new one. Just using some Scotch-Brite scouring pad. Don't really want to take any of the metal off the piston, just want to take all the grime and grease off it. Yeah. They may not be new, but at least they'll look new when they go back in the motor. There won't be any of the old remnants of oil and grime build up. Might get into these rough bits here with the toothbrush a bit later. See how I go. But yeah, there's no pitting or anything, no chip marks out of the tops of these pistons, so I think they'll be fine. Once they get some new piston rings back in there, should be all good to go. Keeping in mind though that this engine has had 500,000 Ks on it, so if I put it back together and something goes bang, I'm not going to be surprised. It'll partly be because of age, partly be because of my mechanical skills. But I am hoping to daily drive this, so I don't want to make it go bang, because once this is fixed I will be selling my current daily. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video there because you don't need to see me scrubbing my pistons. But already I feel like that's going to be a lot better. And quite frankly, I don't want to replace the pistons because I can't swing much more of a build cost past my wife. She's already not happy, but she's already not happy about having a broken ute sitting in the driveway for so long. So hopefully these will be okay. I mean, it was running fine before it wasn't, and the pistons weren't the problem, so anyway, I feel like that already looks 100 times better. I know it's not much of a reliability thing, but it's a clean thing, right? Clean things are good. Yeah, so we'll shift our attention back to this. I will finish cleaning those pistons up. It kind of came up alright. Not the best, but like I say, I'm not looking to replace them. I just wanted to clean them up with as little grime as possible. I've marked them all in the direction they go, so I'll make sure I put them back where they go. I don't know, I've never seen the inside of an engine before. Probably need to clean that up before I put a new bearing in it. But they don't seem too bad, in my opinion, but my opinion could be worth not a lot. But at the same time, I could be alright. So I'm just going to go around and give this a general scrub and a wipe out. That's the head. I've got some cool ideas coming up for this thing. It's quite ugly and shitty paint, so I'll clean that up as well. Front, no way. Now obviously I'm not going to bolt it down just yet because I need to bolt it. I need some lash lifters in there, but I am just going to sit it there, put the cover back over it so it doesn't get dirty. So it's starting to come along. Cool. Okay, so next up on my big cleaning venture is the block. Now, as I said, I sort of come out whenever I have 15 minutes, 20 minutes spare. Now, I already did the top half of the block. I got to do the rest of it. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of mess. Quite a bit of silicone there where the dipstick goes in. And I've also got to do the other side. Now, I think probably one of the things that was done properly on this engine was it was painted, and it was painted with some really thick paint. So I bought some paint stripper and it kind of softened it up. I don't know if I was just being impatient and not letting it sit in well enough, but I also attacked it with a wire brush as well as the paint stripper, and it seemed to do a good job. Good enough for a 27-year-old block anyway. Anyway, let's get to it. Got some paint stripper. I am in a well ventilated area, but I'm still going to mask up anyway because this stuff absolutely stinks and it stings the eyes. Not that these masks do anything anyway in terms of filtering me out, but I feel like I'm doing myself a little bit of justice. So I just got that paint stripper from Super Cheap. Super Cheap should sponsor me. I've probably spent about a good $2,500 with these guys. Now, I don't think it's meant to look brown, but because I've already dipped the brush into the paint stripper can, I think it's gone through there. Gone through the paint stripper already. But let's give this a go. Now, I've watched a few videos on this, and they pretty much just lather it on there. Might tilt it so it doesn't drip on the floor so much. That's going to be better. Now I'm just going to paint the block just semi-gloss black with some high heat paint. I have degreased and high pressure washed the motor, the block, before doing this, so I got most of the grease off. Or whatever I didn't get off will come off with this stuff anyway. And you see, one thing with me and my impatience is sometimes I fail to get before and after shots. So I did get a before shot of this, but there's a lot of stuff I've done which I will show you, but I didn't get a before photo. But you can use your imagination and just kind of picture something that was covered in 27 years worth of oil and grease and is now not. And that's the before photo of what other things that I will show you. So I've picked the colour scheme that I'm going with my engine bay. With this, I'm going to do a black and copper. I quite like the way that those two colours contrast with each other. And I can see it is starting to work in some places. Not really sure how I'm meant to remove this, whether scrape it or wash it down. I think I'll let it fizz away for a while. I'll give it a bit of a wipe down, see what I can get off. It's peeled off with it already. Yeah, I can see some of it starting to flake off, and then we'll just hit it with the wire brush. Alright, I'm going to call that soaked. Now, much like watching paint dry, I'm not going to sit here and film paint strip, so I'm going to get to it, and I will film it, bring back the filming once it's all done. Okay, so I let that sit for about 10 minutes. I wiped off some of it. You can see that it took off some of it, softened a lot of it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go in with the wire brush, a couple of different wire brushes for the surfaces. Anyway, next clip will be of me doing just that. So you use bigger wire brush for the big surfaces, smaller wire brush for the tiny little innie surfaces. The simplest of things sometimes get me. Okay, that's locked in. Safety goggles. I don't really want to get this shit in my eyes. And away we go. So there we are. It's not the best, but you know, once I get a lick of paint over top of it, it'll look a lot better. It's a better surface to start with than what I had. Now the impatient part of me wants to paint it straight away, but the sensible part of me knows that I will degrease it and pressure wash it and then let it dry, because I've also got to do the inside of the block as well. I'm going to degrease it and pressure wash the inside, get rid of all the rough edges, dirty edges. Anyway, on to the next bit. It's now the next day. I have finished cleaning the block, degreased it, washed it, let it sit in the sun, and I have painted it. So there it is behind me. I will do a quick flip around and let you see it. Here it is, all painted. Nice in the semi-gloss black. Probably could have put a bit more effort into cleaning it up, but I just wanted to get it done. I'm a little bit impatient, as I said in my last or earlier in the video. So you can still see there's some remnants of the old paint there. It's not going to faze me. Most of that's going to be hidden anyway by the intake. Speaking of intake, I'll pull that out and you can have a look at what I've done to it. So this is the top half of the plenum and the throttle body. I've painted it all up. As you can see in the sunlight, it kind of gets a bit of copper going. Really good in direct sunlight. Painted up the bolts for them as well, so it's going to have that copper and black contrast. I'll stop this little portion and I'll stick some light on it, and you can see the copper flecks running through it. Bit of copper in the throttle body, but not too much. Yeah, that's the copper. And the darkness looks black. And the light, it's copper. So that's going to be the theme for my engine bay, black and copper. Okay, so that's it for this video. A bit of a long one. Sorry about that. If you've watched from start to finish, I thank you very much. If you got a comment, drop it. If you got a like, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see how this build goes, then let me know, and subscribe and follow. Hopefully my mechanical skills will get better along with my video taking skills. Still new to this whole YouTube platform, but yeah, thank you very much. Next time we will be unboxing a whole heap of stuff. Car parts are slowly coming in. I have resisted temptation and not opened any. I want to open them and reveal what I've bought with you guys. And then I will be moving on to preparing the engine bay while I wait for more parts to roll in. And yeah, so preparing the engine bay, just going to reroute the loom, weld up the holes that are not being used. So that's going to be an interesting watch. I've never welded before, and I gave it a crack today just to see how I go. Let's just say I won't be quitting my day job to become a fabricator just yet. Anyway, peace out. Thanks guys. See you later.